Hey, what's up? This is Jermaine Morgan, and you're watching Jermaine Morgan TV, and today we're going to talk about a question. Is sounds effects too much for bass? Stay tuned. So here's the big question for the day. Do you think sound effects are too much, effects pedals, for lack of better words, are too much for bass guitar? And that's really a rhetorical question before y'all start chiming in and tearing me up and tearing other people up in the comments. It's a rhetorical question. Calm down, calm all the way down. But I wanted to ask this question, and I really wanted to pose an idea rather than ask a question. I think personally, and this is my opinion, I think it's not. I really think having pedals to add to your playing it's a really good thing. It's a really positive thing. Do I think it's necessary for the gig? No, I don't think it's necessary, but I do think it's a great tool and it's a great resource to have available. If you own any pedals or if you're thinking about buying any pedals, I think it's definitely a great resource to have. And what brings me to this, I'm in the process, as I talked to you guys who kind of been keeping up with these episodes. I talked last week about creating my album and that kind of thing. And in the mode of creating my album, I've been really inspired to kind of get back to the original intent of why I play music in the first place. Sometimes you can get so bogged down into doing this thing professionally and trying to make sure you know all the right notes and all this kind of stuff and being able to play the right licks that you can lose focus on why you're doing it in the first place. And I found myself again in trying to create this record. I found myself being back in that place that inspired me to want to write music, to want to play music, to want to create music, that kind of thing. And kind of going through these couple of pedals. I don't have a lot of pedals. Right now I'm using a MXR envelope filter, and I'm also using a CC Electronic Corona Chorus, and the other pedal that I use right now is a Jermaine stereo from Digitech. It's just a looper pedal. It has a stereo in, stereo out, and it has a microphone input. I like that because it gives me the option to do my little beatbox thing that I like to do from time to time in my live shows. But those are the only three pedals I use right now. Probably going to add a reverb back to the pedal board because I like having that ambience when I play. But again, the pedals I think are such a great tool to have to keep you, one, inspired and keep you motivated about this instrument. It's a great tool to have around, especially when you're in the creative process, you're in the writing process. If you are some solo players out there and you're trying to come up with some stuff or trying to come up and laying down a funky groove, it's like that envelope filter can come in real handy with just adding a little spice to your groove. Now if I played that same groove and added the filter to it, of course, I'd have to adjust certain things on it to pull out, and of course, because it's an envelope filter, it's opening and closing its amount that it's going to let me play according to the intensity that I'm playing with my right hand, and all that can be adjusted with the settings. I won't get into the dynamics and the technicalities of that. Again, it can just add so much to your playing. I mean, it's again not necessary for the gig, but it's a great tool to have around, even when you're taking a solo, clean versus. I mean, it is all about the preference of what you like to hear. But if you're just playing around the house and you're just trying to come up with some stuff, or you're in a rehearsal, or you're on the gig and you're just trying to come up with some stuff, sometimes the dry sound at times, if you've been playing for a long time, the dry sound can get boring to you, and just adding something to that dry sound. Adding something to that sound can sometimes inspire you to do some other things. I mean, it can add a whole nother element, and to me, that chorus adds so much character to those chords that I'm playing. Dry versus chorus. Here we go. Now the same thing. It's just, to me, that's just add a lot more character to it. And again, it all comes down to personal opinion. I'm not trying to force anything on anybody. Again, before y'all attack me in them comments. Now I gotta tell y'all jokers here on YouTube love to get in them comments and try to attack. Stop hiding behind those computers. Put some videos up. I'm just playing. I'm ranting. But it does add so much. It adds so much color to your playing, in my opinion, and it inspires you to do so much more when you hear those other sounds. For instance, I'll try to make a loop with this particular sound. And the same thing can happen when you're using that MXR filter. And so that just gives you some ideas of how it opens up. And again, I'm not trying to push pedals on you guys, but I'm just giving you an idea of my perspective. I think it's something good to have in your arsenal, something good to play around with. So go out and buy you something if you feel like, if you are on the fence about getting pedals. From my opinion, I think it's something, it's worth the investment. If it's the right pedal, I think it's worth the investment to add it to your playing. No, there's no rule that says you have to use it on a gig. Some people start out with using like a compression, that kind of thing. I don't have an opinion one way or another as it regards to compression. I don't use a compression on my live set. I normally just run direct. I know it can be a great tool if you have the tendency to play hard when you're kind of in more intense situations. I know it can be a great tool to have, but I don't necessarily say that it's necessary. I know a lot of great bass players that I look up to that do use compression. Delay is a great pedal to have. Reverb is definitely a great pedal to have, and these are just a few. Obviously, you can see my pedal library is going to increase pretty soon. But I just wanted to kind of address that with you guys. And listen, at the end of the day, stay inspired. whatever you do, just make sure you're being true to who you are on this instrument and having fun, loving what you do, not trying to be super technical. I see so many people online that are always trying to correct people and tell people, well, it has to be this way, it needs to be. Man, stop trying to micromanage how people express themselves. I'm here to be a tool. I'm here to be a resource. I'm trying to be a help to you guys. And hopefully I inspire you by something that I say or something that I do or something that you hear me play to want to do it or be better at it yourself if you're not already better. So that's my goal, to try to keep you guys inspired, keep you guys motivated, that type of thing, and just have fun at the end of the day. That's all I'm doing. I'm learning as I go. I'm learning more and more and more, and I'm trying not to talk too much and hear myself talk. Some of you will get that joke. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next episode of Jermaine Morgan TV. Thank you for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.